Hello, friends. I'm a huge proponent, huge believer of practicing exactly what I preach. And I always love to catch lightning in a bottle. The interesting thing, and the reason I tell you is I just finished my workout on a Saturday. I do this burpee workout. It's like a ladder challenge. So you do 10, then you do 9, then you do 8, 7, probably another one. This is when I find I get my best ideas. And so I want to share with you, while I was doing my workout and listening to Atomic Habits by James Clear on Audible, I wanted to share the thoughts that came to me. And there's a reason why my voice sounds different. I'm recording this on voice memo on my iPhone. And I'm going to upload this directly, so you're not going to get that sweet SM7B sound. But the reason I want to do this is because I feel it's so important to catch our ideas. Have you ever seen those videos of those people that are on trains that catch the mail hooks, or those people that jump off the boat and they run to the dock, they grab the mail and they jump back on the dock? And I feel it's so important to snatch those ideas out of thin air when they come to you, because I look at those ideas as gifts. The current methodology I'm using right now is like a bakery. So I get the idea for a recipe. When that idea comes, I make a promise to myself, to the customer, that I am going to turn in that loaf of bread for you on the promised date. And I've got a full bakery going, and that bakery could just be a guitar and your cell phone, a way you can record it. I encourage you to capture those ideas, whatever it is involving your career. Capture them and come up with a plan. And be gentle with yourself, because it's going to be challenging at first. When you get those ideas, please attempt to see them through the end. I find it's much easier, and this is very interesting, you might have experienced this as well. If I'm working at a job, or somebody's giving me a paycheck, I've signed a contract, and I have this understanding that has already been set up with my employer. If I have to turn something in, you can bet the farm that I'm going to turn it in on that date and be ready ahead of time. What's interesting that I've noticed the past decade, and I mentioned something in the last episode. I hope that when you hear me talking about, us people in our North 40s, I really want to make sure that everyone is included in this, because I would have loved to have heard somebody in their 40s talking about this stuff when I was in my 20s. I think it would have lit a different kind of fire under me to get things into motion in a different way. Again, I do not have access to a time machine. If you do, please send me an invite at toolate2quitpodcast@gmail.com. I digress. Capturing these ideas out of thin air, coming up with a plan, and realizing you've got a paying customer in your shop. And I know it's maybe a bit woo-woo, but I'm woo-woo. So when you have these ideas, I like to turn it into a game. So I picture myself, that paying client who's expecting something of me, is going to do an interchange of money for the product. That's what works for me. Maybe you have a different style, but all I know is that I sure act differently if somebody is paying me to do something. But I find that when it comes to my own self, my own dreams, my own projects, all of a sudden that fire isn't as intense underneath me to motivate me, because, I can put it off. I can go take this dopamine diversion. And that will always come back to bite me in the end. Why is that? Because what I've realized, and maybe if you're listening to this in your early 20s, maybe you're noticing it as well, time feels like it's moving a lot faster. Just a few minutes ago, you were getting your license on your 16th birthday, and now you're 21. You're a legal adult Oh, it's the night before your 30th birthday. How did that happen? I was just graduating college the other day. That's impossible. I'll never reach 40. That's so long from now. I have the rest of my life to reach 40. That's a decade. And then you find yourself the evening before your 40th birthday. 30 for me, was the first monumental birthday. It's very, I think, symbolic. It's in my culture. But then 40 is a little bit different. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not a quote-unquote kid anymore. Go into a retirement community home, and your ideas of what defines being a kid might change drastically, depending on the audience that you are in. My point being is, look, we're all in this together. And if you didn't get the cheesy, corny moniker on the last episode, well, here it is again. I'm very cheesy, I'm very corny, but you know what? I find the cheesiest and corniest quotes resonate the most with me. So, when you get those ideas, pursue them, chase them down. It might be a dead end. And the path that you take to find that idea, to chase it down, and to pick it up off the ground and turn it over and see what is on the other side of that piece of paper. That thing that caught your eye and blinked, flashing in the sun. What is it? Maybe it's gold, maybe it's, I can never remember the name for that fake gold, but you know what I mean. Pyrite. You won't know, though, until you chase it down. If I get an idea for a song, I have to see it through to the end. Maybe it's a dud. And maybe then I have a cool song start that I can plug in somewhere else. And if you do this, if you rinse and repeat, I promise you, in a month, you'll look back and say, wow, that's something I didn't have before. Maybe it's your pages that you're writing in the morning. Maybe it's your practicing of your scales on your instrument. If you do this with any kind of a regular basis, just as you go to your day job, whatever it is, you're exchanging your time for money, helping to advance someone else's dream. And I'm not trying to harsh that mellow, because there will be times where we then are employing people who are helping us to advance our dreams, and maybe our energy can wear off on them and inspire them to say, boss, thank you for everything I've learned. I'm now going to chase down my dream. And you say, I wish you well, person. Thank you for all of your amazing hard work. So I encourage you, define your own schedule, your own style of creating this miraculous bed for your natural creativity. And if you feel you're blocked, I have the solution, and I'm ready to share this with the world. It's a solution that will forever change everything tied to creativity. Go for a walk. I promise you, if you are able to go for a walk for 10 minutes, you will see how easy it is to unblock yourself. There's something cave person-esque about doing this. When we do the things, when we put our legs to work, or maybe you go out for a roll, to go out there, to go outside, to stare at a bird or a tree or a leaf or something in nature. This is the magical potion that will unblock you, I promise. And maybe there's a lot of gunk in that drain. It will start the process of unblocking everything. I promise you this. So if you can hear my voice, know that I believe in you. I believe in your process and that you will find the correct process to do it. I am in the trenches with you. I am doing this live as we speak. I have my exercise regimen that I love to do because that unblocks me every single day. I have my notes that I like to go through. I have my books that I reach out to. I I'm about to start The Artist's Way. I'm listening to Atomic Habits. These are all things. Find whatever floats your boat, whatever puts wind in your sail. I know you can do this. I believe in you. You are amongst friends. Keep going. You're not too old. And it's too late to quit. You got this.